I'm Kitty.
And I'm Max.
And we're Dango Duo!
Welcome to Dango Duo's
new
and improved anime reviews, etc.
Reactions to first episodes, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah. Welcome to the new format, everybody.
Hello.
Today, we're going to be talking about 2018's
hypest anime we've seen?
Biggest surprise, I think.
Honestly, yeah.
I think when you hear the name Zombie Land Saga, and you hear that it's about idols, you may have a reaction similar to the one we had when we first did the preview.
Oh no, I was hype.
Yeah,
it's more like your reaction.
No, I was like, oh really? We're gonna put idols on everything? Turns out this anime is a little bit better than what you may imagine, or you might have thought.
Turns out, when you mix something that's really popular in the West and something that's really popular in the East, sometimes they just work together well.
Yeah.
Like this one.
Sometimes you have really good writing and it actually makes everything kind of click.
Yeah.
Hey guys, let's dive right in. Kitty, what is Zombie Land Saga all about?
Well, Zombie Land Saga is an original anime that premiered in fall 2018, a 12-episode anime produced by Cygames in collaboration with Avex Pictures and animated by Studio Mappa. The description reads, in the year 2008, high school girl Sakura Minamoto is abruptly killed in a traffic accident. 10 years later, Sakura, along with 6 legendary girls from various eras of Japanese history, are brought back as zombies by a man named Kotaro Tatsumi, who seeks to save Saga Prefecture by putting together an all-zombie idol group known as Fran Shushu. And the anime follows their adventures of trying to create an idol group, trying to promote Saga, and trying to figure out who they are, perhaps.
A mystery.
A mystery.
So, right off the start, we're coming in with the ridiculous anime concept. This is the most anime idea ever.
Zombies as idols.
Zombies as idols. And we've been joking forever that this anime was brought to you by the Saga Prefecture Tourism Board.
Yep.
Because this anime is absolutely set in Saga. This is the kind of thing where, like, an American version of this would have been like
a specific city,
like Tennessee, like Zombieland, Tennessee. And it's all about Tennessee and freaking...
and promoting how cool it is.
And country music and all that trash.
Yep, exactly.
So there's a lot of charm to this anime. So let's dive right in. Kitty, what did you like the most about this anime?
We get a lot of character development, and we'll talk a little more about this, but pretty much most of it is really good. Everything that we get is pretty damn good. There's some, there's some minor holdups. Again, we'll talk about it a little more. But pretty much everyone gets development. You get to see kind of how everyone reacts to being zombies, how they react to being forced into an idol group, and how they kind of learn to become friends together. Also, the music is really good. They are a good idol group, and please put their main song on iTunes.
As Kitty mentioned, the main song that they sing in the anime is not on iTunes, but the opening is. The opening is good.
Really good.
It has that escalation, when the whole flow of the song changes and the girls are walking down the hallway. It's so good.
Yeah. They also have the ending and then the 2 songs sung by the other band that one of our other characters was from, our character Ai Mizuno. Those are also on iTunes, which, what a time to be alive. Anime shit on iTunes. But yeah, that's pretty much my positives. I really do like how each of the characters grow and you get to see who they are, who they were in a lot of cases, and how they develop from there. Max, what did you like the most about Zombieland Saga?
Well, right off the start, we're introduced to our protagonist, Sakura Minamoto, and she is very interesting. She's a very fun central point of view. We kind of have this fish out of water story, because she's the only one who's not a legendary idol.
She also has amnesia from waking up after being a zombie, so she doesn't remember what her life was, whereas everybody else seems to remember.
So, as I mentioned in the opening, there is some very good writing in this show, and my favorite bit is how the story kind of all comes back together with a plot twist relating to our main character, Sakura, that doesn't come up until the very last part of the show. It feels very much like a loop, the kind of story where, you're introduced to her, you meet all of the other girls, and then as they all grow closer and become even better idols, kind of the story comes back around and the camera returns and focuses on Sakura. I also want to do an honorary mention of Kotaro Tatsumi, the kind of
our producer man, the man trying to promote Saga.
Yeah, and he does the performance there from the Japanese voice actor is fantastic.
Really good.
It at points it is random, but I feel like it is random on purpose. And as I mentioned, there's a little twist with Sakura, and it actually involves Kotaro.
We get to learn a little bit about him, who's been this mystery man. You never see his eyes because he's always wearing sunglasses.
Yeah.
So you get to learn a little bit more about him and why he wanted to make this idol group, other than just promote Saga.
Now, you know the way that Dango Duo does things. We like to look at the positives and at the negatives. We're here to analyze story and to analyze and consume media. So, Kitty, let's turn it over to the negatives. What did you dislike the most about Zombie Land Saga?
As I kind of mentioned in my positives, my negative is that some of the girls don't get character development. Normally in a 12-episode series, that would be like a huge red flag. It was like, yeah, we could give development to all these girls except for these three. At the end, there is a I wouldn't say sequel bait, but a tease of yes, we have more coming in season 2, but a season 2 has not been announced, which is why the fact that these characters didn't get character development worries me. So with there being no confirmed season 2 at the moment of this recording, the fact that at least 3 characters have not really gotten any sort of development is definitely a negative. Again, this could be fixed with the announcement and then the release of Season 2, but as of right now, it's a big, just left hanging. We just aren't going to talk about it.
If you don't mind me sneaking in for a second.
Course.
I do agree. Part of my negative, kind of half of it, is there's a couple of questions left unanswered. Really big questions regarding as to how this is all working.
Who a couple of characters are.
Yeah, the identity of 2 characters is not actually revealed by the end of the show. And I have high hopes for a second season, but this is the package as it stands right now. We can't, judge it based on what it could be someday. Right now, in these 12 episodes, as you said,
no answers to some of these questions, and it does bother me. Max, what is your negative about Zombie Land Saga?
Well, as I mentioned previously, by the end of the show, there is a couple of questions left unanswered. And this is fine. I think the package overall is very good.
Yes.
And I want to preface that my negative is not a negative about the character themselves, but rather
the writing,
a feeling that I wanted a little bit more. Yeah. And we're not going to tell you who. I mean, we knew this coming in, but I didn't know what character. There is a character in this show who's trans.
Who's canonically trans.
Canonically trans. And that's great.
That's amazing for anime.
Yeah, no. We are both queer. We want to see more LGBT plus characters in shows and anime, and that's great. For us, that's fantastic.
It's amazing.
The main complaint that I have regarding this is that the trans character that we have is what I feel is like the bare minimum for a trans character in a story. I'm also slightly bothered by their character arc deals with them being trans.
And not a whole lot else.
And it's a sort of thing where, I would very much prefer LGBT plus characters in fiction to be characters who happen to be LGBT plus, so that we don't have all of the stories about LGBT plus characters be about, the issues that come with being LGBT or being trans. And there's also an additional element regarding this character and her original death that was so ambiguous that we had to look up the wiki page to know exactly what she died of.
Yeah, it was a little too just not explained.
It actually wasn't explained at all. And as I mentioned, there is really good things here for a trans character. We have no adversarial opposition to them being trans.
Yeah, I mean, one character kind of laughs for a little bit, just at the discovery of this character being trans, but then, within a minute, they're like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, yeah, no, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter to us. You're still our friend, basically.
And they also say anybody can be an idol. Yeah. So that right there is really good stuff. But I just wanted a little bit more. This is kind of It's not really a negative.
It's a nitpick.
You can tell how really good this show is by the fact that even my negative is a half positive. There is a trans character here, and the show does not focus on kind of othering them. It's like, oh, how are you gonna be a female idol now? And, you know, as Kitty said, there's a character who kind of laughs about it for a second and then immediately jumps in to defend the character and goes, no, anybody can be an idol. It's not a big deal. And I actually really like that. I just want it a little bit more.
Their episode is incredibly touching.
Yeah, you cried.
I did actually cry.
You cried. I got teary-eyed.
Yeah.
It was.
I cried twice during this anime.
It was effective.
It was very good.
I guess I just long for stories where LGBT plus people can just be people first and have character arcs that don't only revolve around that.
My real hope for this is that anime companies will see that this is not a big deal. And, you know, just the inclusion, it's fine, and, you know, build off of this, basically.
Yeah.
Being like, we can include characters like this character, and it's not a big deal. That's my hope. But as it stands right now, it's a little lackluster, but we love it.
Yeah. It's a really good step forward, and I am really happy that it slightly took me by surprise. Again, I didn't know which character was it, and there weren't any
obvious
tropey kind of like, you know, trans people are like this, so we're gonna make this character be like this. Yeah. There wasn't any of that trope kind of like cliche things, and I think it was handled well. I just wanted more. Yeah. Really, at the end of the day, I love this scoop of ice cream you gave me. I just wanted more.
Please give me 2 more scoopies.
Just 2 more scoopies.
Now, with all that negative question mark out of the way, let's head into recommendations. Do we recommend Zombie Land Saga?
Yes.
Absolutely. If you're looking for a fresh new take on idol anime, you've watched them all, or you've watched a bit, and you're like, this is all the same, Zombie Land Saga is not the same.
Absolutely. I agree. We devoured those 12 episodes.
It took us like 3 days, maybe.
Yeah. And there is some really, really good emotional moments. Again, as Kitty mentioned, the episode revolving the trans character is very emotional and touching.
I did actually just think of an incredibly minor negative. This is, you know, we're towards the end of the video. I can be a little rambly. The only other minor negative is that the 3D looks kind of bad. It's kind of bad.
Just to be clear, in case you're wondering, the show is 2D, but when the girls are dancing and singing, it is 3D.
And it needs a little work, but...
Now, not to provide a counterpoint, but here comes a counterpoint.
That's fair.
The 3D is better than the very first instance of Love Live 3D.
Oh, certainly. They look like they're actually moving and singing and stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas Love Live looks awkward as all hell.
You get used to it.
Yeah, you totally get used to it.
Ultimately, the music is great. Their little dancing is fun.
So, like, this isn't like other idol anime you've seen or haven't seen.
Now, Kitty, if someone out there has already seen Zombie Land Saga and wants something a little bit kind of like it, another twist on idol anime, what would you recommend them?
This is our co-recommendation.
Yeah.
You should watch AKB 0048. It is a 24 episode, 24, 25, somewhere in there. I didn't look it up. It's a 20 plus idol anime with 2 seasons about idols in space with some sci-fi in a slightly dystopian world. If you're thinking there's no way that'll work, slight spoilers, it totally does. It's great. You should check it out.
I think we've talked about this in the past, but I'm just gonna slide this in. The best thing about AKB 0048 is that it has world building as to how the idols get their songs. And if you like the idea of your idols getting their songs from some sort of elder god, then there's some stuff in there for you. I'm gonna leave it at that. AKB 0048 is fantastic. It has some of the best world building, very effective writing. It reminds me a lot of Zombie Land Saga.
It does.
And that's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Go watch Zombie Land Saga if you haven't, you fools.
You fools?
You fools.
Fly, you fools. We're now in the end of the video. Now, there's no more...
Yeah, we're not going to talk about any spoilers because you should just go watch it.
Just go watch it.
Just go.
Hey.
Before you go,
though, If you enjoyed this new review format, please let us know. There's information on the screen and in the description in case you're wondering why we're using video game B-roll now. It's ultimately to give you better quality videos and just videos
videos that don't get taken down.
Yeah, thanks Kadokawa.
Thanks, Kadokawa, you fucks.
If you're interested in checking out more of our silliness, Twitter is on the screen.
It's true.
At LadyKittyLynn for Kitty's silliness.
Idle updates, cats, chinchillas, the whole shebang.
At MistreKirin, that's me, for writing advice, inspiration, and all of my shit posts. And at Dango Duo for whenever a video goes up.
Except it's not automated anymore, so we'll do our best to put up the video in the description.
Thanks, YouTube.
Fuck off, YouTube.
Now, if you watched this and you thought, yo, I like your guys' format, I want you guys to review this. We have an Amazon wishlist.
Woo!
We will do a video on whatever game or anime you sent us. We have a little bit of a small backlog, but we will work through everything we get.
Yes, we're working on it. Sorry, Arizos and Anonymous.
Who sent us Elfin Light.
You're not. Don't be sorry. We're not sorry for that.
We're not. Oh, man.
No, we are.
Thankfully, it's only 13 episodes.
12 episodes.
Yeah, well.
I know. I thought it was a full season.
Yeah, the pain will end someday, at least.
Jesus Christ.
And if you really enjoy your content, you want to get it early, and you want to help us make more of this, we have a Patreon page.
Woo!
Patreon.com/Dango Duo is the #1 place to support us and what we do. You get access to early stuffs, polls. We're gonna go back to doing all of those videos. We've had... We wanted to have the return of Dango Duo, but then Kadokawa and other animation companies kept taking down our videos, so that kind of really took the wind off our sails.
Yeah. So now the re-return.
The reboot. This is
Re-reboot.
This is like Spider-Man Homecoming, okay?
Gotcha. This is the reboot of the reboot of the reboot.
Yeah, see, we're actually all played by British people doing really good American accents.
Obviously.
Yeah, it's God bless the Queen.
Arizos is squirming.
If you like our content and pledge as little as $1 you can get yourself a shout out like the following people.
Now we have to figure out.
You go first.
I know. Alexa Hoshi.
Amelia.
Angela.
Aerosos.
Leire.
And Luna.
Thank you, everybody.
Everybody get on your feet. You know you can dance to that beat. We got the beat. Hey guys.
Oh, thank you for your continued support on these videos.
I love that I have a page with all the characters and their names, and it never came up.
Well,
it came up. I mean, it did kind of come up, but
you helped a little. I wanted to talk a little bit about Yu-Gi-Oh, but unfortunately she's the negative, so I didn't want to spoil. Like, yeah, she doesn't get much.
Yeah, she needs a little bit more.
Oops, I just did.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's weird having my negative be about the... I just wanted more.
Yeah.
I just wanted more. And it's that thing where, like, I long for the day. And the day will come.
It's coming.
The day will come when a trans character or just a just queer character in general walks into the screen, nobody asks them, and they get a character arc that is not about that.
Mm-hmm.
I long for that day, because... You know,
coming.
LGBT plus people are just people, man.
We exist.
They're just people that can have character arcs that are also interesting and cool.
And not about just being trans or
exactly,
queer.
Exactly. But anyhow.
Anyway.
We have rambled on already. It's the you know what?
Outro.
It's the outro. I call it the end of the video club on my podcast.
It's not even a video.
I know, that's the joke.
Oh, I
that's
get
the
it.
joke at LadyKittyLynn on Twitter.
Oh, thank you.
Hey guys, thank you so much for putting up with all of our mess.
Changes
If you're a
and
patron, then you already know we made up a huge post talking about we have built the backlog of reviews. We're doing formal reviews now. Mm-hmm. It's all gonna be exciting. Thank you so much for your patience.
Arigatou gozaimashita.
See you in the next one.
Goodbye.
Goodbye now.
Goodbye. Goodbye now. Goodbye.